Okay, so out of all the video game adaptations coming in 2026, I honestly think Street Fighter might be one of the hardest ones to pull off successfully. And after the first trailer dropped, you can already feel the fandom getting nervous. Some people are excited, some are cautiously optimistic, and others are already convinced this movie is headed toward disaster. Because let's be real for a second, adapting Street Fighter into live action has always been a nightmare. And the biggest reason is simple. Street Fighter was never built like a traditional story-driven franchise. It's an arcade fighting game first. The characters, the lore, the powers, the rivalries, they're iconic individually, but stitching all of that together into one coherent movie is insanely difficult. The first major problem is the cast itself. Street Fighter has way too many legendary characters. Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Guile, Cammy, Blanca, Vega, Dalsim, Zangief, Balrog, Akuma, M. Bison, Sakura, Juri, and every fan has their own favorite. The issue is, in a 2-hour movie, there's absolutely no way to give all these fighters proper development. Some characters are inevitably going to end up as glorified cameos, and fans already know it. That's dangerous because Street Fighter fans are extremely attached to these characters. If somebody like Chun-Li or Vega barely gets screen time, people are going to be furious instantly. But honestly, the bigger problem is the tone. Street Fighter exists in this weird space where it's serious and ridiculous at the same time. One second you have deep martial arts philosophy and tragic backstories, and the next second you've got a green electric beast fighting a yoga master who stretches his limbs like rubber. It's absurd, but that absurdity is part of the charm, and that's exactly why Hollywood struggles with it. If the movie becomes too serious and grounded, it risks losing the chaotic, fun energy that makes Street Fighter feel unique. But if it leans too hard into the campy side, audiences might laugh at the movie instead of with it. The 2026 trailer already started debates about this exact issue. Some fans think the darker, more modern tone looks promising. Others are worried it feels too generic, like every other gritty action movie Hollywood keeps making. Then there's the action itself, which honestly might be the most important part. This movie absolutely needs incredible fight choreography. Not decent, not good enough, it has to be amazing. Fans expect fights on the level of John Wick, The Raid, or even some modern martial arts anime adaptations. Because at the end of the day, Street Fighter lives and dies through combat.
But translating moves like the Hadoken, Shoryuken, Psycho Crusher, or Spinning Bird Kick into live action without looking cheesy is extremely difficult. If the effects look fake, people will clown the movie online immediately. But if they remove too much of the over-the-top game energy, then it stops feeling like Street Fighter. That balance is almost impossible. And honestly, the franchise's history makes things even scarier, because we've already seen Hollywood fail this adaptation before. The 1994 Street Fighter movie, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile, is basically legendary for all the wrong reasons. That movie completely misunderstood the source material. The tone was all over the place, the story barely made sense, and most of the characters felt nothing like their game versions. But weirdly enough, that movie still became kind of iconic over time. Why? Because it fully embraced the insanity. Raul Julia's M. Bison performance became unforgettable because he treated the role like Shakespeare inside the world's weirdest cartoon. The movie was messy, cheesy, and ridiculous, but at least it had personality. That's why some fans actually look back on it with nostalgia now. It's one of those so bad it's good movies. And I think that creates another huge challenge for the 2026 version, because now the new film has to improve the action, improve the writing, modernize the visuals, respect the lore, attract new audiences, and somehow still keep the fun energy that made people love Street Fighter in the first place. That's an insane amount of pressure for one movie. Personally, I think the biggest danger is making the movie feel too safe. Hollywood adaptations often become scared of looking silly, so they strip away everything unique from the source material. And if Street Fighter loses its weirdness, colorful personalities, and over-the-top energy, then what's even left? It'll just become another generic fighting movie with familiar names slapped onto it.
But at the same time, if they go too far into camp and nostalgia, critics will destroy it instantly. That's why Street Fighter 2026 feels like one of the riskiest game adaptations Hollywood has attempted in years. My prediction? I think it'll probably end up better than the 1994 movie overall, but becoming a truly great adaptation is a completely different challenge. challenge. The visuals might impress people, the fights could be entertaining, but reviews will probably still end up divided because fans all want different things from Street Fighter. And honestly, that might always be the curse of adapting this franchise. What about you guys? Do you think Street Fighter 2026 can finally break the curse of bad adaptations? Or is this franchise simply too difficult to adapt properly? And which direction do you prefer? The crazy, campy energy of the old games, or the darker, more grounded modern approach? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because the best theories and opinions might get featured in the next lore video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, and turn on notifications. I'll see you guys again in the next video.